We have got the winner of the Jeremy Allen White lookalike contest that took place over the weekend in Chicago. Had gone viral. It's gone all over the world. Ben Shabad here took home the crown. Thank you so much for your time today. Thank you, Chef.
No problem. Thanks a lot for having me. It's fun to be here.
I opened up my Instagram and my feed was People Magazine. It was your face. The BBC. It was your face. I mean, publications around the globe have just been posting it. I mean, what has this experience been like for you? These past 48 hours or so.
It's been surreal. I did not expect any of this on Friday or Saturday morning. I just kind of on a whim decided I was going to go to this contest because a lot of people had told me I looked like Jeremy Allen White. I went, it was really exciting. I win, and now, everything seems to have gone viral. So, very, very exciting and a new experience for me.
So the two people who started the contest said, it started off as a joke that until it took, kind of traction on social media that they're like, oh, this is going to be a real thing. At what point did you hear about it and your interest in like, I'm going to do it, or this sounds like a great thing, or like, I'm definitely going to win. Like, I got to be a part of this.
Yeah, I don't remember exactly when I heard about it, but multiple people had been telling me about it because I get that I look like him all the time, and I was on the fence literally until about the morning of. I kind of viewed it as a joke, and I'm not really gonna, spend the energy to go out there. It's kind of a goofy thing, but in the end, I just said, what the heck? Like, let's just see. And I wanted to kind of check out what the scene was like, and yeah, so I really made the decision that morning, and it turned out really well.
Let's talk a little bit about walking up. You're in Humboldt Park. You're seeing all the other contestants. I mean, what is that moment like for you when you kind of view the crowd? I mean, I saw there was a baby, there as well
Yeah.
too. I mean, talk a little bit about the other contestants that you saw.
The whole experience there was really fun. I couldn't believe how many A contestants there were, and B how many other people look a lot like Jeremy Allen White. And it was a great group of people. I mean, the baby included. Just a lot of fun, good energy. We were all competing for the same thing, but I think because the prize wasn't that significant, nobody was it didn't feel like it was a dog eat dog kind of world. We were all just supporting each other and goofing around, and a really nice group of people overall. Some of them, I think arguably even looked more like him than I did.
Well, obviously, you won the contest, but it's a fun thing for Chicago. Sometimes you read the news or you see what's going on, and it's been a tough couple of weeks for a lot of people. And this was just a nice, uplifting, fun thing that a lot of people either got to share, got to go do, or got to be a part of.
Yeah, it's really cool. I think it's kind of there's a lot of things that can make you really stressed in our world right now, and I think this is kind of just a nice, fun, lighthearted thing that people can tune into that it's not going to weigh heavily on them.
Now, are you a fan of the Bear? Do you watch the show?
I do watch it, yeah.
Have you like gone to the different restaurants in Chicagoland? Like how like are you like a super fan or just a casual fan, or how has like obviously since a lot of people comment, like does that make you more invested into the series?
I would definitely call myself a casual fan. The acting in it is great. Jeremy Allen White, I've always been impressed by his acting abilities. He also just seems like a good guy. But the whole show, the storyline is very interesting. I liked Shameless too a lot. So I wouldn't call myself a super fan, but I'm into the show for sure.
That is amazing. I screamed at home when I saw your new Instagram account.
Yeah, I didn't even have an Instagram account before this. And so I had to quickly create it because everybody was reaching out to me asking like how they could get in touch with me, et cetera. And so, yeah, that's brand new.
But especially, paying a tribute to Jeremy Allen White finally, and then we got Ben Shabbat finally as well too. I howled and I was like, this is the best
You
Instagram
know,
account you possibly could have created.
I got to give credit to my wife on that. She's the one that thought of that. So, yeah, I can't take credit for that one.
Well, I mean, is this kind of a one-time thing? Or are you kind of hoping that like you might get on the show if a pop-up might be looking for a lookalike? Like, what are kind of like the hopes for the Instagram account and the people that might be following you?
I have really no aspirations with respect to that. I think that I'm just going to see where it takes me. Yeah, I'd definitely be open to going on a show or anybody that wants to interview me or maybe meeting Jeremy Allen White would obviously be unbelievable. But I don't know where this is going to take me. I'm just kind of going day by day right now.
Because you know what? I mean, I'm just going through the thoughts that are in my head. Like Jeremy Allen White could have a cousin that's way you can. I mean, it's some shows in Chicago. You don't have to travel very far. I mean, you're already here.
Yeah,
A
that would be
cousin,
so cool.
a brother, he might be looking into the past or the future, or have a twin
Yeah,
brother. Like, there's got to be a way we can work you into the show.
that's really smart. I didn't even think about that angle.
Yeah, and then also too, if restaurants here around do, they always have a bunch of pop ups all the time. If they do a bear one, come on, I'm gonna be your
Yeah,
agent. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I think that's gonna be my new part time job.
yeah, I'm into it. I'll show up, if I'm available. I'm a Chicago guy. I love supporting anything in the city. Love new good restaurants, and so yeah, absolutely. I'm an open book with that.
You said people have told you look like him. What's it like when you go out to restaurants, when you're traveling, when you're out? Like, do you get strangers doing a double take? I mean, if people come
Yes.
up to you, what's that been like for you?
All the time, all the time. I can sometimes even just tell people are staring, they think I'm him. And because enough people have come up to me and said, "Are you the guy?" They usually, I think, use context clues to realize that I'm not him. Like, I'm flying coach or shopping at Jewel Osco or something. I don't know, but they definitely do the double takes, and many people tell me I look like him all the time. So
That is funny. The $50. Did you frame it? Did you go out for a nice meal afterwards? What happened with the prize money?
I spent it on pizza that night immediately.
Do you want to say where you went for pizza?
I ordered from a restaurant called Lefty's, which is in Wilmette, Lefty's Pizza.
Okay. Money
Yeah.
well spent. Obviously, you had a fun day and you got to celebrate, with some delicious pizza.
Yeah, it was a really nice ending to a very exciting and wild day.
You did a post about honey butter chicken. Did they give you the apron? Did you borrow it from them? Like, how did that process, work for your costume?
Yeah, I thought I was borrowing it. They ended up telling me to just keep it. Yeah, the owner, his name's Josh. He's one of the owners. There's Josh and there's Christine, but Josh Culp is one of the owners, and so he was really gracious and just said, "Hey, stop by and then get this apron." And so I did. That was the last piece of my outfit that I needed, and so it all worked out. It was a really simple outfit. I went black pants, white shirt, blue apron, and that was it.
Yeah, I mean, that was such a fun day in Chicago. But I do want to take a moment to talk about your career, outside of this contest, because you're a mental health therapist. Talk a little about that field and just some of the work that you do.
Yeah, absolutely. Um, that's something I've been doing for a long time. It's what I dedicate myself to. I'm really passionate about mental health and helping people, achieve their goals or overcome bouts of stress or frustration or just difficult periods that people are going through. And so I've always had kind of a knack for that. And so that's why I focus on that in my career. And so I'm a school psychologist during the day. I work with high school students, and I also have a private practice where I work with adults. And so eh, I love the work. I really, really love the work, and I'm really dedicated to the craft.
And then obviously this time right now, whether it's the holiday season, can bring up a lot of different emotions in people. We just went through an election that's also bringing a lot of emotions, for everybody. Gathering with their families internally, how to process and wrap up 2024. A little bit of advice for people who may struggle or may have family members who are struggling, during this time.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a really good question, and it's hard to make a blanket statement because everybody's situation is different. But I would say you have to know yourself. You have to know what works for you. So planning ahead of time, knowing that what feelings are going to arise for you and what parts of that time are going to be difficult for you. And then are you exercising enough? Are you sleeping enough? Are you connecting with friends enough? Really planning ahead. Anytime I'm recommending for somebody who knows that a difficult situation is coming ahead, you have to be prepared. You have to say, what am I going to do when I start feeling this way? And so having a plan in and of itself can just decrease stress. So you really have to kind of know what works for you and be ready to implement that when the time comes.
Yeah, and the other thing too that I would say about mental health or working with somebody is that it's not just when there's a problem or you're at a breaking point. Like, it's just good for maintenance. Just the way that, like, you clean your home or you exercise. Whether you meet with somebody once a week, once a month,
Right.
several times a week. It's just great for everybody to be able to have someone to connect with in this way.
Absolutely. I'm a big believer in mental health. And like you said, physical health and mental health go hand in hand. They're not separate entities. And so, right, you do things that are healthy for you, you do things that are making you feel good, and then your mental health improves as a result. And when you're feeling good, then you're more likely to do the things that are going to make you feel good. And so it's really a self-perpetuating cycle.
That is amazing. One final thing about the contest here. obviously, this has gone global as far as people posting about it and sharing the news. People from grade school, people from high school, a random old neighbor, like who has like come out of the woodwork to either say hi or congratulations, to you that maybe you haven't spoken to in a while?
Oh, that's such a great question. I can't even pinpoint it. So my phone has been blowing up nonstop with people I talk to all the time, people I haven't talked to in years. Um, and so it's really actually been an incredible experience. It's allowed me to connect with people I probably otherwise would never have spoken to, and so spoken to again. And so yeah, old neighbors and old people I've connected with in different ways. So it's been really, really fun.
Awesome. Well, Ben, thank you so much for your time today. Definitely go ahead and follow him, Ben Shabad, finally on Instagram. We can't wait to see, how this, comes about. And, hopefully we're going to get you on the show. I'm going to do my part to help you to get that part, but I definitely will be proud if that moment ever happens. But congratulations. And thank you for bringing us so much joy in Chicagoland this past weekend.
No problem. Thanks a lot, Rudy. I really appreciate you having me here. You have a great show.
All right. You too. Thank you so much.
Bye bye.